are on board Holland America Line's new Staten Dam cruise ship. And before we get into this beautiful full ship tour, we want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to us, free to you. And while you're at it, hit the thumbs up. We're starting today's tour of Holland America Line's new Staten Dam on deck 12. This is the observation deck. Now, as you see, this will be the top deck that you are available to walk on this beautiful cruise ship. There are a few things we're going to show here. First is Explorations Central and Cafe at the Crow's Nest. Now, this is a beautiful area where you can go ahead and have forward views. As you can see, there's lots of different board games here for you to go ahead and play with a friend or whoever you may want to enjoy a good time with games. There's also a cafe as well as bar here, so you have different drinks as well as food items here, some fruits you can see, but also some liquors for those that are old enough to consume. As you can see, this is an absolutely beautiful lounge area where you can read a book while looking at the beautiful island around. We are at Half Moon Cay. That is the private island here. Beautiful views all the way around. We know people love when you're able to do views all the way around in the forward of the ship, looking off forward into the distance where the islands are. I'm gonna go around the other way so you can see both sides here, just how beautiful it really is all the way around. You can see there's this really beautiful puzzle table. This puzzle table is so you can go ahead and build puzzles, kind of continue on puzzles that have already been started, and have a nice place to see those puzzles be built. We're going to keep moving forward, actually moving towards the back, but in the forward to the retreat area. Now, the retreat area is a paid for place. This is only for guests with cabana reservations. Now, as you can see, there are lots of different cabanas here that are absolutely beautiful. This is one of those paid for places that you need to pay on board or in advance. You can see there are plenty of chairs, loungers, as well as places for drinks. You have your coffee, your milk, your hot water, cucumber water, lemon water, and juice. A really nice hot tub here. There are more hot tubs on board, but this is the private one for those in the cabana. And it does wrap all the way around for you. All the way until you can see on the other side as well. That is deck 12. Let's all head on over to deck 11. We are now on deck 11, the sun deck, and we are in the forward of the ship here on board the new Staten Dam Holland America Lines. More new ship class here. To get out to the main deck area, you do go through some staterooms here. The staterooms are absolutely beautiful. We have a few staterooms that are on our channel currently that you can look at. One of which being the veranda, the traditional veranda, and another one being that of the Neptune Suite. So as you can see here, there is a jogging track that wraps all the way around this deck. So deck 11 is the one for fitness. You can see also the different types of fitness equipment that you can do outside, which is a great addition to the ship. We've seen it on some other ships as well, but is one of those more rare things to see on most cruise ships. You can see on the left here, this is going to be the sliding roof, I should say, of the pool. Now, we will go down on the lower decks to see that pool, which is quite busy right now, even though we're at port today. The great thing with this is it doesn't matter if you're in a cool climate or if you're in a warm climate, they will go ahead and retract that roof, that sliding roof, whenever necessary to either get more heat inside, maybe protect versus weather, or maybe just to go ahead and make sure that it is the perfect temperature while swimming inside. As you can see, the jogging track continues around right over here, but we're going to go over into the sports court. The sports court starts over in this area where you have some more fitness equipment while outside, as well as a shuffleboard. Very interesting use of space here on a sports court area, so people can use the fitness equipment, but also go ahead and find the basketball court right next door. Now this court is a sports court. Even though you can see the basketball hoops, you also have soccer goalies, you have badminton or tennis nets. Just a lot of different options here for those that are wanting to have some sporting time, maybe have some competition while on the New Staten Dam. As we continue over towards the aft, you're gonna see the sun deck. Now this sun deck is a beautiful place that's more private. We will say that this is one of those areas that rarely do we see more than a few people laying out. As you can see, there's some right now. This is a great way to have some privacy when you have a more sold out cruise ship. Something that we highly recommend finding early on if you're looking for that private me time. The great thing here on board, you have towels at your disposal at any time, so you do not have to rent them out. You can just go ahead and use them. There are some showers over there as well, so if you did get a little sweaty and want to shower off, rinse off, you can do so. There's also a handicap restroom right here. Now when we get further to the aft here, you're going to notice this is blocked off. This is crew area, which we absolutely love, that there is some outdoor crew area for everyone. There is a downwards deck here, and we're going to go ahead, go down these stairs to the panorama deck on deck 10. Once again, we are heading aft. So if you are keeping track here, this is going to the back of the ship. This is just another way or passageway to get around the ship. We'll definitely go ahead and get to the inside so you know where we are at on the elevator banks. But I want to show this area because this is going to be a really nice area for you to relax in with really great views. So this is on the back of Tamarin Restaurant here on deck 10. We'll show you the inside here. But as you can see, absolutely gorgeous views here. A great place to look out, relax, a little bit more private than the deck below, which we'll get to here in a bit, but absolutely beautiful. On Holland America Line's New Staten Dam, you do see some great art pieces and sculptures. Here's one right here. There's one on the opposite side as well, you can see. So it does reflect or mirror each other. And in the inside here, this is going to be Nami Sushi. This is the sushi restaurant here on board the New Staten Dam. We did not try Nami Sushi, but we did try Tamarin, which is the other restaurant right here, as you can see. Absolutely gorgeous with the purples and black. And one of our favorite restaurants that we have tried for specialty dining. Now both these are specialty restaurants. They come at additional cost, but they are relatively inexpensive. Definitely a cheaper add-on. If I'm not mistaken, here Tamarin is $29 extra per person. Definitely a really good buy for what you get on board. And that was the aft of deck 10. We'll continue on to the forward of deck 10 here in a second. We continue the tour on the panorama deck, deck 10 here in the midship elevator bank. There is one way to get back from the aft of the ship here towards the midship elevators. I wanted to show you that real quick here. That was where we were at when it came to Tamarin. As you can see, there's this very skinny deck that you can walk from the aft to the midship elevators. I did not choose that route here, but I did want to say a few things here for Tamarin. Tamarin is the Pan-Asian cuisine restaurant, specialty dining, like I said, very reasonably priced. The meals are delicious. There is a Penang curry that I really enjoyed. There's also some really good desserts there and drinks. I believe I had a wasabi cocktail that was really, really good. But I want to show here in the midship elevators, this is Club Hal. Now this is going to be where those ages 3 to 12 will go. There is also the loft, which is ages 13 to 17. We have heard really good things about the Kids Club program here on board the ship from some parents that have had their kids go there. Now this is spring break though, so this is something to note, that during spring break, of course, there will be a lot more kids. In fact, there's over 300 kids during the spring break time. That is not something that's normal for Holland America Line from what we hear from Holland America Line clients. It is usually a little bit older of a clientele with less kids on board. That is not the case. You're going to notice that with the pool, which is coming up next. There are restrooms throughout. You can see here, there's a women's restroom here on the left. There is an accessible restroom behind us. This is the panorama bar. So you can see the panorama bar is here on deck 10. So a deck above that of the actual pool deck, the Lido deck. Some beautiful seating options here. For example, we love these cove seatings. They're really beautiful. Some have tables, some are complete couches, as you can see over there as well. So you can relax, lay out, watch a movie late at night, or just enjoy the sun. You can see the roof is retracted a little bit, even though it is beautiful and hot. It's just keeping some of the heat inside here as we are closer to Florida in the Bahamas, and it is still that winter springtime. When we move over here to the food station, this is going to be one of your quick eat spaces. This is New York Deli and Pizza. I'm going to show the menu here real quick. You'll have to get a screenshot if you really want to know all that's available, but anything from breakfast, New York Deli, the pizza, salads, desserts. You can even build your own pizza and have it ordered through the app. And then movie night snacks. Something to know about movie night snacks is that is only available during the movie times at night. So they will not be available throughout the rest of the day. There is ready to go pizza here. You can see that you can go ahead and get slices to go, but you can also order your own type of pizza on the app or at the desk here. You can see skip the line through the Navigator app. Now this app is one of those apps that can be used for everything and anything that you would like to know about, whether it's itineraries, whether it's things to do on board, shore excursions. All of it can be done, including ordering from a few select restaurants. This is one of them, the New York Deli and Pizza for quick service, and the Dive-In food restaurant, which we will show downstairs on deck 9, the Lido deck. I'm going to take you around here just to show a little bit more of the types of loungers and seats that are here, and then we'll take you down to deck 9 so you can see more of the pool. As you can hear, there's definitely a lot more kids on board than usual for Holland America Line, and that is definitely well seen here today on board the ship. It is a port day, but we were at Tenderport. That is going to be Half Moon Cay. You can see more towels for you to grab at your leisure. There's a ping pong table here to the left as well. Now let's head down to the Lido deck. There's a staircase that I'm taking, as you can see right now. And we just went from deck 10 to deck 9 Lido. So this is the main pool area. As you can see, there are 3 hot tubs here in the far side of the pool, as well as the main pool. Let's go and check out the forward before we go across the pool deck, across the Lido deck into the buffet area. So starting off, we're going to talk about the spa and fitness center. This large circular area here is actually a hydrotherapy pool. It's absolutely gorgeous. One of the unique features of this ship and this class is the really high-end spa. The spa is absolutely gorgeous, one that I think a lot of people will enjoy. A lot of people on board have already enjoyed it. It's called the Greenhouse Spa and Salon. Obviously the salon here to your right. Barber shop, nails, whatever you want to do, they will do for you here in the Greenhouse Salon. For the fitness center, there is a wonderful workout class area called Studio 2. Lots of bikes here. Spin classes, I believe, are $20 per class. So if you're wanting to do that, you can. There's also Studio One here, and this is going to have some of the other types of workout classes that you can enjoy. And it looks like they have some ties up at the top here, but they also have some medicine balls and free weights as well. When we go into the fitness center, the opening hours are 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. You're going to see there's a plethora of different workout machines, but the best part is you do have the incredible ocean view the entire time while you're working out. So you're going to see with all the ellipticals, the treadmills, there's free weights all the way to the left-hand side here. Just a lot of really good fitness equipment and having a beautiful view while you do so. There's also some TVs up above for you to go ahead and watch whatever you like. Right now it is tennis, because tennis is happening live. Some other things to note here is the spa does continue back here. I'm going to show a few areas here that are open to the public, and we are so happy to know this is very secretive, something that a lot of people never see unless they know they exist. This is the changing room. That's not one of them for the men. Changing room for the women's right next to it. Some showers, bathrooms, all that are available in there. But then when you come back here, there's some areas that are open to public and some that are not. The relaxation lounge is only for those spa guests that have purchased a spa package of some sort. So that is going to be the relaxation lounge back there. But then when you continue walking back down this hallway, lots of treatment rooms that have numbers on them. But then you're going to have something that is open to the public. That is the male sauna and the women's sauna. Now these saunas are open to all guests, and the great thing with these saunas is that they are beautifully designed. These are dry saunas, and they have windows out to the ocean so you can see the sunrise, the sunset. Absolutely beautiful. You also have the greenhouse retreat. Now the greenhouse retreat here, I'm going to just show you the sign. The greenhouse retreat has beautiful hot beds that you can relax on while looking out into the ocean. That is one of our favorite things here. This is the Deck 9 Lido Deck elevators in the forward. We're going to continue on though past the Lido Deck. So you're going to see the pool again, as well as some of the different eats that you have to enjoy. Quick eats during the day, throughout the day, while you're enjoying the pool, the sun, and relaxation. We cannot say enough about the spa. On our first day live, we did a live tour of the spa, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Lots of different rooms to enjoy, but in general, just a fantastic spa experience. One you definitely should not miss out on. Worth a thermal suite pass for sure. This pool deck, as you can see, there's a nice good pool size in the middle. It's 4 feet 4 inches tall. So that is something to know for those that have little ones with you, what is kind of, I guess, best for them, for their heights. And you have the 3 hot tubs here. Now one is a bigger hot tub, the other 2 are smaller ones, but definitely ample size for the size of ship. The ship is obviously not the same as like a mega ship by any means. A mega ship like that of some other cruise lines, I believe it's around 99,000 gross tons. So definitely more in line with what to expect from a smaller ship. When it comes to the dive-in restaurant, they serve burgers, hot dogs, and fries. Now with the burgers, hot dogs, and fries, these are another thing that you can order on the app. So you can go ahead and order that, as well as milkshakes. Haven't tried one of those yet. But you can order this on the app or wait in line. Depends on what you want to do. But absolutely great option for a day in the sun. Just grab a quick bite. The fries with the dive-in sauce, I highly recommend. The dive-in sauce is like that of a Chick-fil-A sauce. That's what we would best describe it as. Really, really delicious. On the right-hand side here, there'll be some restrooms for women, as well as an accessible restroom for women as well. Going into the Lido Market, this is gonna be the main area for the buffet. So you're gonna see some of the buffet eats, but before you even get into the buffet, there is the Canaletto Specialty Restaurant. The Canaletto Specialty Restaurant is the Italian restaurant. We had a really great meal here in Canaletto. It's only $19. Like I said, the specialty restaurants here on board are reasonably priced. $19 per person is not bad at all. So I'm going to show here, these are the daily featured items here, as you can see. But they also have some favorites like lasagna, as well as some different other pasta dishes as well throughout the week at all times. As you can see, lots of good buffet areas, a sweet spot for desserts. We are in that time frame where whenever they're changing a station out, they have these blinds down. You can see that right there. The carvery, so lots of different breads. We absolutely love the bread on board. It's so fresh and absolutely delicious.
For 9 more days.
The Wild Harvest, this is going to be your salad bar. Now it is great, you're going to see here it's all served to you, so you do not have to touch the tongs for most of these stations. They serve it to you. Definitely good for sanitary reasons, something we love to see. The roasting pan is the Mexican corner right here. You can see a lot of good eats. I know Jordan had some of the carnitas earlier and it was absolutely delicious. In the distant lands, this is Italy. So if you want your own pasta dish, they will make a pasta dish for you. We have not tried that one here, but it does look delicious as well. Something else to note is that with the buffet here, the buffet is definitely open both for lunch, dinner, breakfast. But one of the things to note is the dinner selections across the ship are absolutely delicious. Some of our favorite food at sea. Definitely one of the things that we love to see while on a ship is the amazing food selections, and that is something we found here on HAL. Now the restrooms are here to your left, both accessible as well as non-accessible for men. This is going to be the far aft of the Lido. So this is the sea view pool, and it's an absolutely perfect choice of title for this type of view that you have. A beautiful view of the sea. Once again, this is the second pool, 5 feet 5 inches in depth, and 2 hot tubs. So you can see the 2 hot tubs. It is spring break. Once again, I want to remind you, spring break, a lot more of all ages here, but look at this absolutely gorgeous view. This is one of those views that a lot of people love to see, whether you're at port or whether you are out in the ocean. Just a gorgeous view, one that you can't get anywhere but on a cruise ship. Just show that real quick to show the absolute gorgeous view in all angles. So that is deck 9. We'll go ahead and go to the other decks. There's a lot of staterooms in between deck 9 and the future deck down low, so stay tuned before we get to deck number 3. We are now in the aft elevator banks of deck 3, the promenade deck. One thing I want to notice in between the decks that we just went through on deck 7 is the Neptune Lounge. That is going to be the lounge space for the Neptune Suites and Pinnacle Suites, the top tier suites on board the New Statendam. Right now we wanted to go ahead and look at the main dining room. This is the main dining rooms on deck 3 and 2. Some things to know about this main dining room: the dinners are delicious, but there's so much more to be had in this main dining room. Some beautiful sculptures here that range from deck 2 to deck 3. I want to show that this is actually a space used more than just for dinner service or lunch service. It's actually also used for that of afternoon tea. On sea days, you will actually have the option at 3 o'clock or whatever time for your sailing to join in other passengers and having afternoon tea. It is that traditional afternoon tea that comes with tea, as well as all of the different crumpets, sandwiches, biscuits, desserts. Just an absolutely delightful treat, one that we enjoyed and took part in every sea day we could. But in general, the food is incredible. Something to note is that they do a fresh fish program here on board Holland America Line. And what that means is your fish are fresh at all times. They are never frozen or kept on board for long periods of time. And so we have found the fish products, the fish menu items, to be some of the best that we've ever seen at sea. Definitely note that Holland America Line does their dinner food menus incredibly well, and you can find a really good selection at every dinner, but in general, the food is to die for. Once again, we were in the aft elevator banks. That's what we're coming back through here. There are restrooms in these coves throughout that we will try to mention as we go through, but there are restaurants throughout the ship. You do usually have to go to the extremities, the far aft or the far forward, to find them. But here's a woman's restroom, for example, an accessible restroom. And this one is a secret restroom that a lot of people don't find. It is the men's restroom, but look how small the door is. It's a small white alcove door, something that we missed a couple of times ourselves. Over here, you're gonna have the photo gallery, and what we would like to show here is with the Wonder Photoshop, you can go ahead and look at your photos with the scan of your card and just view them right at your own leisure. The stools here are great, so you can go ahead and view all of your journey's time. Now, as you know, Holland America Line is a line that has a lot of long journeys, so you might get the photo package for 14, 21, 30 plus days and be able to look at all of the photos from the last 30 plus days of your journey. So you can take some time to look through all of them and decide which ones are right for you to purchase, or maybe all of them are perfect for you. We're going into one of our favorite places on board. This is the Grand Dutch Cafe. You can see it's pretty popular here. The Grand Dutch Cafe has lots of different options. Obviously, the coffee is something that people come for. A nice cup of coffee or a latte or any tea, espresso maybe, but you also have draft beer, bottled beer, as well as the other menu items. There are different changes from day to nighttime. For example, there's additional snack options from 4:30 to 8. What we have to recommend here is the Bosch Bowl. That comes with a chantilly cream, and it's absolutely delicious. The perfect midday snack or early morning snack. Jordan also loves the Dutch pea soup, as well as the frites and mayo, which is just fries and mayo. You can't go wrong no matter what though. And with this, you have a lot of good seating area besides the bar, with ocean views out here in the right hand side as well. I'm going to show you some of those views here real quick. So as you can see, just a lot of good seating options here to have some ocean views, as well as get into the main atrium area, which you can see right here. Across from the main atrium is guest services, as well as some of your other desks that you might have of interest. So you have guest services, but then you also have the shopping experts. You have your future cruise reservations to the right of guest services. You can see there's an internet station, as well as where you pick up your debarkation day luggage tags. Definitely a space that you need to know when coming on board, so you do not miss all of the great things to book on board, as well as get help whenever you need assistance. Like I said, Future Cruises is over here to the left hand side, but to the right of guest services. I'm going to continue. This is the midship elevator banks here, but look at the art. The art is just so pretty. There's a ship on a head with some flowers on top. Just a gorgeous design. Also note, the godmother is that of Oprah Winfrey herself. Such a cool thing to have a wonderful godmother of a ship, but in general, just such a cool thing to be a part of while on board. A legacy. When there's a godmother on any of your ships, to see who it is, know that they are watching over at all times, but just a really cool fact that they are aware that your ship is out to sea. Some more restrooms here accessible for women, or accessible for women's or men. We're gonna have the shopping area. Once again, we are on that deck 3. This is some shopping that we have. Of course, we're at port today, so we do not have the shops open currently, but you do have everything from fine bags, luxury items, as well as the main shops. So if you want any of the Holland America Line gear, especially that 150th celebration, Holland America Line has been celebrating for 150 years of service, incredible history, and one of the most historic lines out there. This is the Lincoln Center stage, one of the top places to be throughout the day and at night. This is the top level of it. We'll definitely see what's below a little bit later on deck 2, but during the day, the Lincoln Center stage is going to have some of that more classical music. So if you are into trio or quartet, maybe a violinist or a piano, That is something during the day, and at night it turns into the BB King Blues Club, which is absolutely delightful with incredible singers, incredible talents for musicians as well, but a lot of good jazz and just top hits for R&B. We absolutely enjoyed every moment inside the Lincoln Center stage, but as well as the BB King's Blues Club. Once again, more shops here to the right. All the different items, even sunscreen or basic necessities to different types of clothing. We will say that the shops have been so busy throughout our entire sailing. And on the far end is the alcohol portion. So if you want to get some alcohol duty free, you can do so. The casino to the left here is the non-smoking portion of the casino. It's very small. We do wish that the casino had more non-smoking options. We are definitely people that like to be in a casino ourselves. This is the larger portion, and this is a smoking section. There is smoke throughout. Lots of really good options for casino games, new and old. You're gonna see Lock It Link over there with Eureka, as well as some other great hits here, quick hits, all of the different things, as well as a casino bar. Just a really nice casino experience. We've had a good time on the casino. You're gonna have all your table games to the left. The table games to the left are gonna be ranging from blackjack to craps. You're gonna have some 3-card prime and some roulette. There are some unique games over there as well that we had never heard of, but definitely a good thing to note. And if we continue on, you're gonna go to the theater. Now, this world stage is a unique theater, one that is a thrust style stage. I'm gonna show you here real quick what it has to look like. Now, this world stage, even though it looks quite large, it is packed throughout the sailings. We noticed that if you don't come early enough, you will not be able to find a seat together, or maybe at all, depending on what the performance is. The top performances for our sailing, once again being Spring Break, were the comedian, as well as any time there was a presentation. Those were pretty packed options. We also found that we had a musical act that was covering for the dance troupe as they were off for this week, and that was a packed audience as well. The earlier audiences are more packed than the later audiences, so note that that is just the demographics or clientele. We do love these actual types of seats, so you're gonna see here the booth style seats are really fun, could fit 2 people or 1 larger person, which is really nice. As we exit the world stage, there is an outdoor area for you to walk out and get some fresh air, as well as some obstructed ocean views here. As you can see, lots of lifeboats, but I want to make sure it was shown before we head over to deck 2, because I know there's plenty of people that like to just sit outside while over in the main promenade area here on deck 3. Let's go ahead and check out deck 2. We are now in the forward elevator banks of deck 2, the Plaza deck. To the forward again is going to be the world stage. That is where we went a deck above to see the theater. I'm going to just show you how to get there. Right there is going to be a long hallway to get to the bottom, close to the stage of the world stage. But when we go towards the midship, we are going to find the infamous, amazing music walk. And to start, we have 2 wonderful venues, the first one being Billboard on Board. Now, Billboard on Board is the dueling pianos, more modern top hits. There's going to be request times as well, so if you have certain types of music you want to listen to, you can go ahead and request it during certain hours of the day. This is going to be on pretty much every night. There are some nights that they might take a break, but the beauty of this Billboard on Board is that it is going to be some of the more modern hits that are playing. So if you are someone that loves the more modern takes to music, you can go ahead and find those here at the pianos on Billboard on Board. Before we get over to the other area, which is the Rolling Stone Rock Room, we have a small little alcove, which is called Notes. This is going to be your tasty experience of some of the finest and whiskeys. You can see tons of selection here. Of course, this is something that is not our liking, so we haven't done a lot of this, but if you are someone that wants to have a great selection, come to Notes and you'll find a great tasting experience. Now the other venue over across the way is the Rolling Stone Rock Room. Now the Rolling Stone Rock Room houses a live musical act every night. This act is going to be a rock band. You can see here over to the left is the stage. You're going to have a really great selection of musicians, but also really good talent for singers as well, singing all of these classic rock hits, but also some modern ones as well. The other thing to note is this space is used throughout the day, sometimes on C days, for tasting experiences and mixology classes. We loved our mojito and margarita tasting class, the mixology, learning how to make it, and we actually walked away with the recipes to make those 4 drinks as well. Only $15 per person. We felt like that was such a wonderful value. Goes along the lines of that of specialty restaurants on board just being such a great value for the price you pay. $15 to have 4 drinks, and they were not full drinks but pretty close to. Definitely one we loved. Now they call this a music walk because different musical acts happen throughout the night on all the venue stages, and they do happen right after the other one ends, so you can walk to the other venue as one ends. I wanted to catch the restrooms here. There are restrooms right in between all the venues. That's always good to know where the restrooms are. You have the BB King's Blues Club and Lincoln Center stage. We were talking about this on deck 3, but now you can see this is going to be where it's at on deck 2. I will go in and show you more of the views here, but on the outside are some really important shops here. You have Effie Jewelers. You have some more jewelry shops here as well. These were open a lot later than on other ships. We had seen them open all the way till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Lots of shoppers on board, and we definitely noticed that that is something that those on board this ship really enjoyed. All the jewelry, watches, anything that you can you can have on the shops here on deck 2. When it comes to BB King and Lincoln Center stage, the Blues Club, as well as the classical stage during the day, this venue is probably our favorite venue of the 3. Now, not because the other 2 are bad by any means, they're all incredible, but this venue is just so luxurious, so amazing, and the dancing that happens on this stage at night is unlike any dancing you see anywhere else, and that's because people let loose, they let all their inhibitions go, and they just make sure to have the best of times possible. Now we're going to continue on, but just know that all 3 of these musical venues on the Music Walk are the highlights of your cruise. If you're coming on board Holland American Line for the first time on the New Statendam or one of her ships, the Music Walk is where you're going to find majority of people really having a great time dancing to the music, the live music, and we appreciate it. We think the live music is something that on other lines do go missed, and sometimes it's more of just put a DJ on. Even though they will have a DJ late night, you have live music for most of the evening. You have your makeup and skincare here in this shop as well. They are all called the shops, minus the one-off Effie. They're all called the shops, but you do have all of the different types of shopping available. This is a nice space of hallway. One thing we did notice on Holland American Line is it is more narrow hallways, just because it's a smaller ship. So this little alcove area hallway is nice to have. On the left, you're going to have the Ocean Bar. Now this bar is popular as well before dinner because, as you can see, there are some specialty restaurants that are right next to the atrium and that bar. The first one being Pinnacle Grill. Now Pinnacle Grill, once again, we're in the midship elevator banks. In fact, I can show you, these are the midship elevator banks, so easy to get to on deck 2. Pinnacle Grill is the steakhouse, and this steakhouse is delicious. Let's go on inside here real quick to show you what's inside. So Pinnacle Grill here is going to be your main steakhouse, and let me say, they do steak right. We had the joy of being able to eat here, and we almost wish we ate here every night because the steak was so incredible. You obviously have the great ocean views, but just the ambiance mixed with the steak was fantastic. One thing I think a lot of new cruisers to Holland America Line would want to know is, what is the dress like at night? Are these, you know, you have to get in tuxedos every night? Not at all. There are 2 formal nights that you will have in the main dining room. For us, it was night 3 and night 6 out of a 7-night sailing. Of course, that could be different depending on your sailing length and who the cruise director may be. But for us, what we loved about this is that we were fine with a nice dress shirt and some slacks. We even saw people in dark denim and a collared shirt, like a polo. So it really is more casual than you think. Obviously, it is recommended that you dress a little bit nicer. Don't obviously allow shorts or some of those other things you could find on some of the other mainstream lines. But overall, very accepting of a lot of different types of dress. Now, Ocean Bar, like I said, continues on, lots of lounge space, but across from Ocean Bar's lounge space is Rudy's Celle de Mer. This is the seafood restaurant by Chef Rudy, and this restaurant is gorgeous. If you love seafood, you need to come to this specialty dining restaurant. This is the most expensive on Holland America Line. I didn't mention this, but Pinnacle Grill, I believe, is $39 per person, which is still an incredible price, an incredible value. This one is $49 per person. This is the most expensive it'll get, but that's because the seafood is fresh and is delicious. You will not regret spending that money in Rudy's Celle de Mer. Just love the ocean views for the Ocean Bar here. As you can see, when the ocean is the focus, that is when we love to sit nearby on board a cruise ship. But let's continue towards the aft of the ship. We're heading aft in this hallway. You can see there is a piano in the far corner of the Ocean Bar. When we come over to this as another specialty area, this is Club Orange. Now, Club Orange is going to be not just for suite guests, but for those that pay for this experience of restaurant. What we hear the best part about this restaurant is the service. You do have some additional menu items every night for dinner when you come, as opposed to dining in the main dining room restaurant, but this can be paid for or purchased or available within your suite package. We have not heard a bad thing about Club Orange, and I don't think we expect to hear anything bad, as the people that go here know that it's fantastic and absolutely love every meal that is a part of their dining experience. Over here we have another area that we haven't seen utilized much. Looks like a more tasting area. It's called Blend. Now, we have not seen much about it, but I just want to show it to you. Looks like they have some wines that come out of the walls here in those barrels, but we have not seen it in action, so can't tell you too much about it. Definitely do some more research as is if you are interested in that area. It might have just not been available for our sailing, or we might have just missed it. As we continue in this hallway, lots of great ocean views, as you can see to the left. But when we come over all the way to the aft, you're going to see some more restrooms, men's, women's, and accessible restrooms here on the left-hand side. But then we're going to come full circle to what you will know and have seen already, the main dining room. Now, there are 2 sides, guests with reservations, as well as walk-in guests, and then also guests with pagers. So if they do have too much of a wait, then they will give you a pager, but we have not actually seen that, and our ship is completely full. So if that does happen, that must mean they are way more full than we've even seen. They have had such great service here, something that we really find to be a top reason to sail Holland America Line is the main dining room at night. The menu's just so great and so divine. Such great options of food throughout. Now, we are on deck 2. There's only one more deck left. That is going to be deck 1. But it is just the main atrium and internet center. So that is going to be it for today. That was Holland America Line's new Statendam cruise ship. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you sailed the new Statendam cruise ship before? Or are you looking to book it? Please let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. And until next time, see ya!